State's Exhibit 146.
Photograph of the firearm that was located on scene.
State's Exhibit 147.
It's another photograph, a closer view of it.
State's Exhibit 148.
It's just another one, a different angle.
And State's Exhibit 149.
I believe I'd flip the gun around and take another photo of the opposite side.
State's Exhibit 150.
That's a close-up of the firearm with the serial numbers visible.
State's Exhibit 151.
A different angle of the firearm.
And this one's a little bit different. State's Exhibit 152.
This is just a picture with the slide locked in or put back in the locked position.
And why would you take a picture with that kind of manipulation?
General functionality to see if it went all the way back.
When you were manipulating it, did you notice any issues with how it was functioning?
I did not notice any.
State's Exhibit 153.
Just a different angle of the firearm.
And what are you focusing on there?
This one on the chamber, nothing specifically. It's just a close-up of the chamber.
State's Exhibit 154.
This is a picture of the magazine that was located with the firearm on scene. And in this photo, the ammunition is still inside of the magazine.
And was that, from when you found it on scene to when you got to the station, was any of that ammunition removed at any point?
It was not.
State's Exhibit 155.
It's just a different angle of the magazine.
And to your knowledge, was there any testing performed on the firearm ultimately?
Ultimately, there was testing done by the Montana State Crime Lab on the functionality of the firearm.
And are you aware who was responsible for sending it from the Belgrade Police Department or police station to the crime lab?
It was our support services staff.
Okay. And do you know who from support services?
Amber Gibson.
State's Exhibit 156.
This is just a picture of the same magazine on the backside.
And why are you using the measuring tape there?
It's just for a reference for small items again. So there's a reference to it later on the sides of the magazine.
State's Exhibit 157.
This one's a close-up of the magazine.
And State's Exhibit 158.
This is a picture of the round that was located between the gun and the magazine on scene, the ones that the responding officers had removed from the firearm.
Exhibit 159.
Just a close-up of the round that was located that was not spent.
And states exhibit 160.
So with this picture, I had removed all the rounds from the magazine, and this one also includes the one that was located next to the firearm.
And states exhibit 161.
So this is bag item number 3. I believe this is going to be, actually, I don't know what the content is for number 3.
But that would correspond with tent number 3 in the
Correct.
photographs that we observed yesterday.
Yes.
And states exhibit 162.
And that is a picture of a spent 9mm casing.
And 163
It's just a closer view of the same casing.
of the same casing. And 164.
And that's just a view of it where you could see it was struck and spent.
And 165.
Same, just different angle.
Given the chronology of your photographs, would it make sense if this is the casing that was in bag number 3?
Yes,
But we would be able to confirm that if we compared with the other photographs.
yes.
And states exhibit 166.
I believe this is another spent casing, but whatever item it is, it'd be corresponding with the tent number 4.
So number 4.
Yes.
States exhibit 167. That would be the number 4, which looks like another casing.
Yes.
States exhibit 168.
A close up of the same casing.
And 169.
A close up of the spent casing, just different angle.
And 170.
Another angle.
And it looks like there's some marks on this spent casing. Or do you know what those are?
I don't know what they are.
And states exhibit 177. That's the number 5 on there.
Yeah, the content would correspond with tent number 5 that was located on scene.
And states exhibit 172.
It's a spent 9mm cartridge.
And would that likely have been located in the bag marked number 5?
Yes.
And 173.
The close up of the same cartridge.
And states 174.
Different angle of the same cartridge.
And 175.
And another closer view of the cartridge.
Do you have any sense of approximately how long it took you to unbag and photograph all these items?
It took me a good part of a 10-hour shift.
And states exhibit 176.
That bag would correspond with the item that was taken on tent number 6 from scene.
And states 177.
Picture of a spent 9mm cartridge.
States 178.
A close-up and of the same cartridge.
And states 179.
A different angle of that spec cartridge.
And states 180.
And another close-up and different angle of the cartridge.
Did you have any other law enforcement officers or staff assisting you during this process?
No.
States 181, and I don't know if you can see from that distance, but it looks like there's a number 8 on there.
This would correspond with the item I took with tent number 8 from scene.
And states 182.
Like a spent 9mm cartridge.
And states 183.
A close-up of the cartridge.
And this likely would have been the cartridge that had the tent number 8 on it and in the bag,
Yes.
marked number 8.
Correct.
All right, the old tedious process of introducing photos into evidence.
Even when we already know who pulled the trigger in this case. That is
Yes,
not in dispute here, but still
No.
have to do it.
part of the deal. David Gilman, what's your overall take?
determine exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight.
We are learning more about the suspect, however. Andrew McGann was a school teacher in Oklahoma before moving to Arkansas. His previous employer releasing a statement saying, in part, he passed all necessary background checks, and those are lengthy. McGann is facing 2 counts capital murder today. He is scheduled to be in court for first appearance tomorrow morning. Ted, Julia.
Just an incredibly sad and frustrating story. And, for these families, I'm sure for this family, the Brink family, and those that do them, why? What happened? But hopefully we'll find out more as this continues. Matt, thank you. As always, let's head back to Montana now, where testimony continues. It's day 2 in the returned mail murder trial for defendant Jordan Palmer.
Palmer has pleaded not guilty to deliberate homicide in connection to this fatal shooting of his neighbor Stephen Campbell. The police say that Palmer initially had found a piece of mail on the road, and he was going to the associated address. That was his neighbor's, to place it in the correct mailbox when that neighbor came out. And Palmer says he confronted him, accused him of breaking into vehicles, and then that's when the deadly confrontation ensued.
Let's go back into the courtroom now. We're still listening to this detective on the stand. Let's pick it up where we left off.
And states 184.
It's at a different angle of the cartridge.
States 185.
Close up and another angle of the cartridge.
And states 186.
It's a bag that contains the item located on scene under tent or near tent number 9.
And states 187.
It's a spent 9mm cartridge.
And that would have likely correlated to tent number 9.
Yes.
And states 188.
There's a different angle and close up of the same cartridge.
And states 189.
A different angle of the cartridge.
States 190.
Another close up and different angle for the cartridge.
All right, states 121. Oh, sorry, 191. And it looks like that has a 21 on it.
Number 21, which would correspond with the item that I took near tent number 21 on scene.
And 192.
Spent 9mm cartridge.
And that would have likely corresponded with the number on the bag and the tent number 21.
Yes.
And states 193.
Close up of the cartridge.
States 194.
Different angle of the spent cartridge.
And states 195.
Another close up, different angle of the cartridge.
What can be the potential evidentiary value of having spent cartridges in evidence?
It just shows how the possibility of how many shots may have been fired as far as spent cartridges at a scene.
Does it have the potential to help with if there's ever a question as to what cartridges belong to a certain gun or any kind of identification that way?
Yes. A gun and cartridges can usually be matched by markings on the cartridge that have been expended after being shot, usually by a lab.
Okay. All right, states 196. And this one looks like it was labeled casing number 16.
Yes, number 16.
And states 197.
That is the rifle round that was located on scene next to that tent number.
Which you later determined there's nothing really tying it to the case that you can
No,
tell?
there was no tie to this. After the fact, I determined, yeah, that it was not in fact part of this case in any way.
But the information you had early on, you weren't sure.
I was not sure with the information that firearms had been used. I just took the precaution to take it since it was located on scene.
And states 198.
That's just a more close-up, different angle.
And states 199.
Just a different angle on the same cartridge.
States 200.
This is
Different look for that defendant from when he was initially arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Had the big beard on, and now he's clean cut.
Which is usually what they make you do when you're behind bars.
Yeah.
And for court.
For court, for sure. Makes a big difference. All right, let's get, it's a little, this is it not, I'm not gonna say the word boring, because we don't have boring TV,
It
but
has to be.
ooh,
It
some
has
of
to
this
be
is-
done, but we know coming up we're going to hear about the sweatshirt that the victim was wearing,
and the cigarette
the
butt.
holes in it, and different things at the scene. So we're continuing to monitor this and monitoring that Washington State courtroom where we're on a verdict watch in the case against Ihsan and Zara Ali. 14 hours. The jury has been out. Will they have a question or a verdict? We are waiting to see. Stay with us.
I'm Vinny Politan. Welcome to Closing Arguments.
What's happening here?
It's unreal. Let me show you exactly.
Another channel playing this. Right back. I'm on mute. Only fan. Oh, y'all in multiple rooms. Y'all, okay. That's what we do. Now, I can be on mute at different points in time. Hears me. They still on commercial. So what do y'all think so far? Montana. And he out there like the Wild Wild West delivering me. Really? I haven't got a conversation in regards to what time and night. Did anybody put it able to see the dash cam? You say you throw the wall. Look, you throw this computer against the wall. Computer. Look, I need. That's what I could tell you. So let's. I'm just looking in the chat to see if anybody came. Good morning, good afternoon, hello. You don't know what's being said. The audio's going in and out. Can you hear me better now? That's the best way to sit with rooms being open. Like I have to everything to talk over any sound feed. Last night I was too busy working on emoji. I did want to work. I'm still in and out. I gotta figure out a way to do it. See, it works now. These for trial. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. Okay, does it sound better now? I paused it in the Ali room, just so y'all know. Okay, see, I gotta figure out, and I'm gonna work on this in the background, y'all, because I have to pause the Ali stream to get in this stream to talk to y'all, or vice versa. So I am going to work on that in the background. So if y'all don't hear me talking much, that's probably why, because I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. I'm gonna put everybody and start playing. And once again, I apologize. Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, hello, wherever you're at, whichever room that you're in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. We are still in verdict watch, and I'm putting everybody back into their respective trials. But coverage. Okay, cool. I'm gonna mute up and start playing.
As the story was, I went to return a piece of mail that I found on the ground, was going to stick it in the mailbox, and this guy came barreling out of his house threatening me. And we know he was inebriated. The victim. Yeah, he was at a 0.3, which is over the top. And
but unarmed.
Yeah, and there's
not have any weapon.
apparently video that we haven't seen yet, hasn't been introduced, which is horrible. It's 11 o'clock at night. All you can see is a cigarette glowing that was held by the victim. And right now they're going through the items that were found at the scene. And one of those things is that cigarette butt and then a sweatshirt. So let's go back in, pick up the testimony out in Montana.
States 249.
Another measurement of another hole.
States 250.
Measurement of other holes on the garment.
And states 251.
Same, another measurement of another hole.
And why did you feel it was necessary to photograph and measure the holes in the sweatshirt and t-shirt?
Potentially for if someone is looking at the photos, or an expert that can testify if the holes were caused by either a bullet or it could have been from something else.
Go back to have you look again at States Exhibit 134. So after photographing these items, were they placed back into the same bag with the pants?
They were not. The keys, the lighters, the wallet, and the knife and the belt were bagged separately from the pants.
And why is that?
I kept those all together. I did not feel the items were of any evidentiary value, so they were all placed into one bag.
Given that this was an incident involving one known weapon and violence, why didn't you think it was necessary to store the knife in the same manner you would other evidence?
The way it was located on scene when I first photographed it, it was in a closed position and it was put away. And there was no indication, anything else as far as the 911 call or officers or any statements made prior to me getting on scene that a knife was used during the event.
And are all of these items from these photographs, are they still stored in the Belgrade evidence?
They are not.
Which ones are no longer stored in evidence?
The belt, the keys, and the carabiner containing the keys, the 2 lighters, the wallet, and the knife are no longer in the custody of the Belgrade Police Department.
Okay, and why is that?
All those items were released to Mr. Campbell's father and next to kin.
Okay, and I guess under what circumstances do you make a decision to release items versus store them as evidence?
If I determine there's no evidentiary value of it, and generally if it's a personal item of a victim's, it is not uncommon for me to release those items to a family member.
And when you released those items, did you document the fact that they had been released?
I did.
So you just mentioned the 911 call. In this case, did you listen to the 911 call?
I did.
And in fact, do you know how many 911 calls there were?
I believe there was an original 911 call made by Mr. Palmer to dispatch, and that call disconnected. Dispatch called the phone number back, and Mr. Palmer answered. And so as far as I'm aware, I believe there was 2 911 calls that were, or 1 911 call that was made, and then a return phone call from dispatch to Mr. Palmer.
Okay. Do you know if there were any other 911 calls that came in from other individuals?
There was according to the records, the call records, there was a phone call that was made by Miss Meshik, I believe is her name, is one of the Mr. Campbell's neighbors.
David Gilman, this case is all going to come down to the defendant, and the